by just how many people are here and very overwhelmed to be speaking in front of you. When I was asked to speak, I had no idea how many individuals would be here. However, I'm extremely grateful for each and every one of you. I'm not a public speaker, and I'm very nervous, so please bear with me. My name is Bliss Welch, and I was asked here today to tell you about my journey thus far with Limb Girdle Muscular Dystrophy. However, before I dive into all that, I would first like to tell you a little bit about who I am. For starters, I may have muscular dystrophy, but it does not control my life. I am a 28-year-old girl who loves to have fun. I have a wonderful husband, Jeremy, and we have been married for a little over 4 years now. I'm told all the time that I look just like my mother, which is great because she's a beautiful person on the inside and out. Sorry. At 28 years old, I'm still my daddy's little girl, and I guess I always will be. I'm proud to say that my sister is one of my very best friends. I know I can always count on my brother to give me a reality check when I need one. I am a Christian. I can be a little OCD at times. I love to sing, even though I know how terrible it sounds. I'm brutally honest. I love my fuzzy kitty Simba. I can finally be called a non-smoker. I'm very indecisive, but once I have made up my mind, there is not much that will change it. I inherited the love of soap operas from my 97-year-old great-grandmother. My favorites are All My Children in General Hospital. I don't like getting up early. I stay cold year-round. I believe in alternative medicine. I love to read. The Twilight series has been my latest obsession. I'm a procrastinator, but I perform best under pressure. I miss people who are no longer a part of my daily life. I can be very nosy at times. I love to take pictures, and I love to have my picture taken. I truly believe that everything is better in pink. I don't know where I would be without my family and friends. I think you can solve any problem if you try hard enough and have the correct resources. I like to daydream about the future. I see good things happening there. I am a student again, this time in pursuit of a Master of Accountancy. I am thankful for where my life has taken me. I have a disability, but I am not disabled. Now you know a little bit about me. I would like to share with you how I got here today. On February 26, 1981, I was born a healthy baby girl to parents Jim and Sheila Sheets. I had an older sister and brother, Michael and Michelle, who happened to be twins. I had what most would call a normal childhood. My sister tried to sell me at school one day, and my brother was always picking on me. I'm sure everyone went through those kinds of things. I was very active and met all the milestones according to textbook standards. I played soccer both indoor and out for a few years. I spent 7 summers swimming for my neighborhood swim team. I got a trampoline one year for my birthday, and our house was a popular place to be. I rode my bike all over the place. When I turned 16, my first car was a stick shift that I learned how to drive on the way home from picking it up. And let me tell you, that was a long ride. However, about 6 months after my 16th birthday, I noticed I was having difficulty climbing stairs. I would have to put my hand on my thigh to give me the extra support that I needed. I just thought I was out of shape. It wasn't until I took a step aerobics class at school and noticed other things. Our class had to walk a ton of miles. It took me longer than anyone in the class to finish. My instructor was concerned and pulled me aside. He told me he noticed I was locking my legs when I walked, and he thought that maybe I might have knee problems and suggested I see an orthopedic doctor to have things checked out. Little did I know then that this would be the beginning of a very long roller coaster of ups and downs. In December of 1997, I saw orthopedic Dr. Alan Odom. He performed knee x-rays and the results came back normal. Dr. Odom suggested that I see a neurologist and briefly mentioned that I might have polymyositis or muscular dystrophy. Smart man. My parents took his advice, and I made an appointment with neurologist Dr. David Rankin in January of 1998. Dr. Rankin performed an EMG that revealed active denervitation with decreased recruitment and polyphastic in multiple muscle groups. I would like to add that an EMG is very painful and not fun at all. The results from the EMG led me back to the orthopedic doctor to perform a muscle biopsy of my right quad. The muscle biopsy showed inflammatory myopathy. With this finding, I was referred to Dr. Richard Brackett. At the end of January 1998, with the findings from the EMG and the muscle biopsy, Dr. Brackett diagnosed me with polymyositis. From 1998 until 2000, I underwent multiple treatments and visited doctors across the country. The focus was always on my CPK level, which remained in the 10,000 range. I was on very high doses of prednisone, as well as various doses of methotrexate, Imuran, Plaquenil, and Imperial. All this medication resulted in steroid-induced myopathy, which increased my weakness to the point where I was no longer able to climb stairs, rise from chairs, and had to use a wheelchair for certain out-of-the-house outings. During the summer of 1998, I visited Vanderbilt for a second muscle biopsy and MRI. The biopsy revealed inflammatory muscle process such as polymyositis. The MRI revealed inflammatory myopathy. I was also in contact with two doctors at the NIH and visited doctors at Chapel Hill and the Mayo Clinic. After those 2 years of trial and error medicine, I was getting worse and not better. I decided enough was enough and discontinued all medications. In May of 1999, after weaning myself off all medication, my strength actually improved. I was again able to rise from chairs, climb a few steps with the aid of a handrail, and no longer required the use of a wheelchair except for long journeys. The lull in medications did not last long. Upon another recommendation, I spent the summer of 1999 receiving monthly IVIG treatments. My CPK levels would drop after each treatment, but only temporarily. We gave up on this course of treatment by September 1999. I began the new millennium with more doctor visits throughout the country and a repeat MRI. Finally, in October 2000, we found Dr. Eric Hoffman at Children's Hospital in Washington, D.C. He reviewed my slides and muscle samples and was able to firmly diagnose dysferlin deficiency. In December of that same year, we traveled to Washington, D.C. and met with Dr. Hoffman. He agreed to do a complete gene chip analysis and recommended we visit Dr. Robert Brown for his evaluation. In 2001 and 2002, I traveled to Boston for appointments with Dr. Brown. Now, 11 years later, after the first symptoms, the only medication that I'm taking are Actonil once a month and a high dose of vitamin D bi-monthly to try and repair the damage done to my bones from the prednisone. I have attended physical therapy twice a week religiously since 2005. My therapist, Jeanette, and I have formed a wonderful friendship because of all of our time together. My therapy sessions consist of ADL training or activities of daily living training. I wear a pair of AFOs during these sessions, and our main focus is on balance, walking, reaching, and anything that seems to be giving me a hard time. The most important objective is for me to try and maintain the strength that I do have. When several sessions are missed due to travel or other reasons, I begin to feel unsteady on my feet. Because of this, the therapy is the most important activity in my weekly schedule. Unfortunately, work seems to fill the rest of my week. I am currently employed at Eagle Bluff Golf Club, where I oversee accounts receivable and accounts payable. Upon returning home from this trip, I will be training in other areas at the golf course. So if you are ever in Chattanooga and would like to play golf, give me a call and I'm sure I can get you a tee time. In my spare time at night, I am taking classes towards a degree in a Master of Accountancy. I also have a very active social life, which I enjoy sharing with friends and family. All in all, life is good. However, with the assistance from all of you, I know that life could be absolutely fabulous. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your dedication to finding a cure that will change my life and the life of so many others.